Hi guys, today I just wanted to have a short little garden chat with you about when good gardening advice can be bad for your garden. If you're new here, I'm Kayla with 5 Canadian Acres. This is a little bit different than my normal videos, but this has just been something I really felt I need to share. The reason I started this YouTube was to try to help beginners and experienced gardeners alike just make things a little less complicated, have a little more understanding of these things so that when you go to your garden, you feel confident and encouraged to grow things, knowing that you can do it. So lately, I've just been seeing on a lot of message boards and such like that, new gardeners or people asking questions. For example, can I start things now? It's before my last frost date. And you will see answers all over the board. From yes, you can to I see a lot of don't start anything before your last frost. Up here, wait till after May long weekend. And it really hurts my heart because these brand new gardeners are going to be starting their spinach at the end of May, and come June, it's going to go straight to seed and bolt, and they're not going to get a harvest. And they're going to think, I don't know how to grow food, when it's not their fault. So what I'm just trying to encourage you guys to do is to take this information with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that it's all wrong. I'm not saying we shouldn't ask questions. But what I think that we need to do, instead of telling people don't do this, let's tell people what they should be doing. This is actually something I learned when I first had kids and was reading all those parenting books. And for example, you say to a kid, don't run. Well, psychologically, the human brain doesn't hear the don't. All they hear is run. So instead, we tell our kids, can you please walk? And then they do that. So instead of telling people, don't start this at this time, say, well, I like to do it at this time, or this is the best time, the most optimal time to do it. But there's a lot more gray area. Things are not black and white. I try to encourage people. And instead of telling them what not to do, I'm trying to show them what I do and what I recommend, what has worked for me, and then also giving them ideas to take those and work with them in their own garden. One thing I have learned is that the best teacher is really experience. So what we want to do is to encourage people to actually just go out there and try the experience. Now, I'm not trying to say that all gardening advice is bad, and I really do encourage people asking questions. But I just want you to know that what works for somebody might not work for you. And then if you do have failures, like all experienced gardeners have, I'm going to show you here in a minute, then it's okay just to try again. And really, we learn way more from our failures than our successes. So I want to encourage you to just try it. Don't be afraid to fail. In fact, sometimes I try experiments knowing they're going to fail just to see the reasons why. I'm going to come in here. I'll show you something here right now. So tomatoes, again. Gardening advice, don't plant your tomatoes before your last frost. Well, I did. And you know what? That can be good gardening advice because this is what happened. These guys died. I'm okay because in my experience, I have more to plant. I can do that. Somebody who bought a plant for $10 would not want to do these experiments. But also to note, these same tomatoes were planted here, were also planted over here. And this guy's doing just fine. This guy didn't make it, but this guy's doing fine. Survival of the fittest. Same with actually these marigolds. I planted some marigolds with them. Those ones are doing great. And that little guy didn't make it. Do the experiments that work for you. Not everybody can do these experiments. But what I'm saying is that there's good advice, don't plant your tomatoes, but I have tomatoes that are living, which, by the way, I will be saving those seeds because those are some good hardy tomatoes. I'm going to show you my spinach, which is another really good example of when people say, don't plant anything till after May long weekend or last frost kind of thing. And if, like I talked about my spinach before, I learned. I plant my spinach in April, and this is what it looks like now. Don't mind all the holes in there. My dog got into the bed. There's another good / bad, whatever you want to make it. Let's just call it advice. Is that if your dog gets into your bed, it's kind of hard to see here, just leave it and the things will pop up if they can. I hope that gives you a little bit of encouragement just to take everything that you read, interpret it, know what's good for you, and then don't be afraid to fail because, as you can see, I have and I do, and we just learn from it and move on. And if you're looking for some gardening advice, good or bad, check out my latest video about how to harden off your seedlings and see if that works for you. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.